Hi there, it's me, Sandy, and I am here just to share my opinion. That's all it is. I'm not an expert on the new Diptyque fragrance, which is called Opsis, and something that it was driving me nuts that it was reminding me of, and then I figured it out. So I'm going to share with you that too. Okay, so just my quick thoughts on Opsis. So the minute I heard about it, read the notes, heard the descriptions, read descriptions, I was like, wow, that is right up my alley. So it's considered a floral fragrance, which is interesting because it doesn't smell like that to me. But that's what it is classified as. And the notes in it are olibanum, iris, bergamot, and musk. And it gets compared the most. There's not a lot of reviews or comparisons yet. But Guaiac 10 by Le Labo is the one that had the most votes, and it gets mentioned in some of the reviews. And I've never smelled that one, but interestingly, that one has been on my list of things that I think I would like. So, circling back around to say that I got my hands on this beautiful 3 ml decant. I Googled decant of Diptyque Opsis, and a company called Rich and Luxe came up. I'll put their name in my notes. And I loved it. It was great. The price included shipping, which I appreciate, because then you don't have to try to, you get to the checkout and it's like, oh, forget it. Shipping's way too expensive, you know? So the price was included. It was really fast shipping, and it came beautifully packaged. And 3 mils, I mean, that's a good amount. You can really get a lot of wear in. Like, I've worn it all day, and it's only that much gone. So what this is to me is a skin scent, like a your skin but better type of warm skin scent. That's what it boils down to. At first you spray it, and I'm gonna just do a little topper off here. You get bergamot for sure. This has a really good sprayer. Very bright, happy bergamot, and iris. Boom, right away. And then as it starts to settle, it becomes obviously much softer. It becomes more along the lines of what I would call your skin but better. This part up here is dried down for a couple hours. And I've actually worn it all day today from this morning on. And it was just bugging me because I was like, this smells so familiar. So then I finally had it pop into my head what it reminds me of. And that is something I only have a sample of, Bond number 9, Governor's Island. So Governor's Island was made in 2018, so it came first. It's considered an amber fragrance. Notes are in the top, incense and resin, in the middle, ambroxan and cedar, in the base, white musk and vetiver. So it's interesting because when I sprayed Opsis on this morning, the very first thoughts were that this is beautifully, subtly sweet, very subtle but present, and I was getting so much fresh cut cedar. Like if you had a really dry piece of cedar firewood and it was perfectly seasoned and you split it with one of those little axes, that smell, I was getting that with that bergamot, and then the iris came all together. So there's no cedar listed on Opsis, but there is cedar listed on Governor's Island, which Opsis, they remind me of each other. So with the Bond number 9, and I have so little left, I sprayed it on a few hours ago here, so I'll just update it over here. You get the smokiness from the incense. So that's probably the biggest difference. The Opsis is got the iris, and it's a little more irisy, powdery, slightly, not super powdery. I was expected it to be more powdery. And then the Governor's Island is a really similar basic scent, but with a little bit more of that incense smoke. So between the two, if I had to say one was more feminine and one was more masculine, they're both unisex, totally. But if I was forced, I would say that the Opsis is slightly more feminine, just because, I guess, of the iris, and it doesn't have the smoke. And the Governor's Island is like the same scent, or really similar, but just maybe a touch more masculine because of that smoke and that ambroxan. But they're both dead center unisex, in my opinion. They're very similar. If I was gonna pick one, I would pick Opsis. It's that little bit of slightly sweeter, and I guess it's the iris that's just making me gravitate more to it. I love it. But at the end of the day, when I would reach for these are the same days that I would reach for something like Cycle 001 or Molecule 01, Not a Perfume, you know, these kind of there but not there, but not as something like Molecule 01. It's got much more presence, to be sure. Fleur de Peau doesn't smell the same, but I would reach for them on the same kind of day or in the same mood. So yeah, I just wanted to share that comparison. I would love to hear, and I will be looking as people start getting their nose on Opsis more, since it is new. I'll be looking to see, you know, am I alone thinking that it smells similar to Governor's Island, but with a twist? I don't know. I can only account for what I can smell. So I hope that that's in some way helpful, and I encourage you, if you are interested in Opsis, to go to Rich and Lux and get a decant, or wherever you can find one, and try it out. I would love to get a full bottle of this, but I also want a full bottle of Fleur de Peau. I want all the Diptyques. I just have to be budget conscious, so I have to wait and be patient and enjoy the fragrances that I have. So that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for coming. Bye.